AITA for refusing to share my inheritance with my half-sibling. 20F. Recently received an inheritance from my late grandmother. She was very close to me and left me a significant amount of money, which has been life-changing, especially as I'm paying for my own college tuition. My half-sibling, 24F, from my dad's side, found out about it and asked me to share, saying it's only fair since we're family. Here's the thing. She never had a relationship with my grandmother. They met maybe twice, and my grandmother never considered her part of the family since she came into the picture much later. Now my half-sibling is telling everyone I'm being selfish and my dad's family is pressuring me to do the right thing. I feel torn because it's a lot of money and I can see how it could help her too, but I also feel like this was left to me for a reason. AITA for wanting to keep my inheritance. I saw someone die at the gym today. It was just a regular workout after a work day for me at the local gym when suddenly a man on the treadmill collapsed. Someone tried to revive him by doing CPR until the ER arrived. The ER worked on him for about 30 minutes to no avail and afterwards put on some sort of a sheet on the body like they usually do on dead bodies. The whole gym was silent while this was unfolding. It made me reflect on how fragile the human life is. The guy seemed to be in his late 40s, probably had a wife, kids, a job, goals, ambitions, and now he is just laying there lifeless. I'm sorry if this post does not fit the rules and I apologize for my bad English, but I just had to get this off my chest somehow. My student threw a used condom at me. It was a normal day. I am still a new teacher, only my second year at this school, and coming into this year I was told about some specific troublemaking students. I didn't think anything of it until last Thursday when one of my students threw a used condom at me. It hit my head and then landed on my shoulder. It was only after I picked it up I realized it was dry and disgusting, and I immediately freaked out, started crying, and ran to the dean's office. They came in, but no one fessed up and no one knew what to do, so they got class detention for 2 days. But that's it so far. Ever since I've been a laughingstock and heard jokes about myself that are about my body which are inappropriate, immature. How can I discipline these students and make the one who did this fess up? Because I dread going every day and contemplate leaving. My wife's sex drive might finally be coming back. She is nearing menopause and her sex drive completely disappeared a few years ago. She had a very healthy sex drive before that. That, along with some other undesirable symptoms, led her to see a menopause specialist a few months ago, and she has been receiving treatment. Last night I touched her in a way she hasn't responded to in years. It was no big deal. We were just cuddling. Well, she responded and it turned into more than cuddling. We didn't have sex. I didn't even try. Her body is changing and her response is different, so I let her guide me and made sure it was a positive, satisfying experience for her. I know it will be a process, but I can't wait to rediscover each other. I can't really talk about it to anyone we know, but I feel like screaming it from the rooftops. My 15 mom, 44, doesn't remember that she drunkenly confessed to having sex with her best friend's son, 16. She hosted a small reunion at our place yesterday. Her best friend, who I will call Kelly, was here. Also their other friends from college. They got pretty tipsy with my mom getting much more drunk than the others. During discussion about sex, mom blurted out, "You know, Kelly, your son eats pussy really well." Kelly and the others were sober enough to grasp what my mom was saying. I poked her shoulder trying to get her to stop, but she didn't. She went on, "His dick's not too good though," before passing out. Her friends all left. Now my mom is wondering why none of them will answer her calls or messages. She asked me what happened when she was drunk and if she has somehow offended them. How the hell do I tell her what happened last night? Should I even tell her, or do I wait for Kelly to confront her about it? Niece, 10F, wants my first edition book. It's her birthday today. My brother told her I have a hardcover first edition Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets book, and she told me she wants it as a birthday gift. I told her that the book means a lot to me since I had it since I was a kid, and offered to buy her something else instead. She looked really sad. She wouldn't be getting what she wants. My brother told me I'm being mean and a bad uncle, really feeling like a douche right now. Update: a couple of people have suggested me buying the Mina Lima edition for her, so I'm going to buy that edition of the book for my niece. Update 2: I bought her the Mina Lima edition and told her the cover on my first edition isn't as beautiful. She seemed really happy with how beautiful the new version's copy is. TIFU by accidentally plagiarizing the title says it all. Honestly, I accidentally forgot to add a source in my term paper. It wasn't a very important one, but still I wrote my professor an email and she said she cannot accept another correction. As I, in a panic, already resubmitted it once due to formal errors, I resent her an email telling her that I was missing a source and of course apologizing, which she is yet to respond to. Needless to say, I am very worried and basically planning under what bridge I will be sleeping after getting thrown out of university. My paper is not even good. I honestly hate it to death and was sick the last 2 days I spent writing, so I kinda already thought I was failing this class, but this is so much worse. TLDR, Accidentally plagiarized trying to fix it, wish me luck, I'll need it. TIFU by getting fucked by a cricket incoming. I recently purchased a large beanbag chair for myself to watch movies on in my basement. There has been a persistent cricket issue in my basement that I have not gotten around to addressing yet. While jerking off on said beanbag, I felt something slimy and sort of greasy in my ass crack. I immediately assumed this was some ass sweat from the jerk-off session and wrote it off. Well, once I finished the act, I scratched the crevice and to my surprise the disfigured body of a still twitching cricket wound up on my hands. I flicked the cricket away swiftly and quickly rid of any cricket residue, and my glory hole cricket guts now cover the edge of my beanbag and I am on the brink of vomiting just writing this. Dare felt something weird in my ass while jerking off, was a dumbass and decided to continue without taking precautions and came with a cricket still squished between my cheeks. TIFU by yelling into my Teams meeting, Jesus Christ, check my fucking calendar. I was not on mute. Title covers it thought I was on mute and was not. Someone was messaging me on the side asking if I could meet at certain times. My very limited free time is on my calendar. I yell in pure frustration, Jesus Christ, check my fucking calendar. The meeting got really quiet and I realized what happened, just gave a little sheepish my bad, thought I was muted and went silent. The person I was yelling about messaged me on the side and apologized, which made me feel even worse. I apologized and said it was very unprofessional. I tried to explain how I am really stressed with deadlines, and was venting, but I still feel like a total ass, which is accurate. This was a smaller group of decent people, so I don't think anyone will complain to my boss or anything like that. I just get to live with my embarrassing foo. TLDR, yelled at / about people in an online meeting thinking I was muted. Edit, grammar. Well fellas, it happened last night. I was working last night and cleaning up and stacking the bins we use when a girl I worked with walked by and made a comment about how I looked like I lost a lot of weight. I told her that I did and lost about 25 pounds. She asked me if I was on a diet or if it was because of work. I work a hard-working labor job. I told her it was because of work and a little bit of me watching what I eat, or at least trying to watch what I eat. She then goes on to say how I looked good and to keep it up. I was such in a better mood after that. I felt good about myself knowing someone noticed and made a comment, but coming from a girl, since I don't get much compliments, I'll remember last night for the rest of my life.